everybody, and welcome to Enjoy English.
Yeah.
I'm Shane.
I'm Bernice.
Okay, today we are looking at day 2 of terrariums, the success of the failed gardener.
没错，我们今天进入到第2天这个生态瓶的课程咯。
Yeah, so this is the secret green thumb inside a glass case, and we come to find out that this glass case is now today what we call a terrarium.
没错，这个生态瓶真的是魔法 magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really very cool scientific process. And it was all because of this young doctor named Ward.
Yeah.
And he created something called a Wardian case. And it's just a way to get water and moisture to stay within a sealed environment. And plants can grow and survive in a sealed case.
所以你从来也没有想到说，在一个密封的一个小小的玻璃容器里面，就因为这个年轻医生他有一天突然间的发现到这样的一个状况，所以呢就可以把一些所谓以前我们不可能把这个活生生的这种活体植物长途的运送，现在就可以让它存活下来了呢。
Awesome. Okay, let's get into the lesson.
All right.
Okay.
Terrariums, the success of the failed gardener. It may seem like magic to grow a plant in a completely sealed environment, but the science behind a terrarium is relatively simple. 2 primary principles are at work in a terrarium: photosynthesis and transpiration. First, set up the terrarium properly. Most terrariums contain small rocks for water to drain through, some substances to help keep the air clean, soil, a plant, and a small amount of water. These are placed inside the glass container, which is then closed. This creates a small world where the plant can live by depending on its own natural cycles. The first of these cycles is photosynthesis, the process by which the plant takes in carbon dioxide from the air and uses sunlight to produce energy. This activity also produces oxygen, which leads to the second process, transpiration. Transpiration is when water moves from the roots and comes out through the leaves. This water then becomes tiny drops on the glass walls. Later, the water goes back into the soil, and the cycle continues. Now that you know how terrariums work, why not try making one yourself? You may be surprised at how easy it is to create your own little green world.
So this is totally incredible, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that in terms of inventions, like, it's quite simple. It seems like even it could happen to you. You can imagine, you know, you're just like, you have an insect and you just start to notice, hey, that plant is surviving.
Yeah.
How is that happening? And then you just notice. So that's how inventions happen all the time.
Yes.
All right, so let's continue. It may seem like magic to grow a plant in a completely sealed environment, but the science behind a terrarium is relatively simple.
Relatively simple.
Yeah, so it's not a complicated thing, actually, even though it seems very magical.
Yeah. OK， 好的，所以这第一个句子就告诉我们说，我们刚才在 Day 1的时候了解到，这一个年轻的医生发现到这样的一个状况，在一个密封的这个玻璃容器里面。那这一段他就跟我们讲，其实呢，这个东西啊，在一个完全密封的这个环境里面种植这些所谓的植物哈，而且要 completely 要完完全全是密封的，就不可以有任何的空气跑进去。 这样的一个地方呢，你去种植一些植物，仿佛对我们来说 seem like 就似乎好像是这个样子，所以记得这个 like 是一个介系词啦，所以你后面要放 magic 这样的一个名词啦。你觉得好像是一种魔法，好像变魔术一样，可是实际上呢，在这一个生态瓶背后有一些科学的原理，其实没有你想象的这么难，所以他说是相对来说 relatively 就是你跟另外其他的事物去相对比之下，在程度下来比较下，它比较起来其实是非常的 easy 非常 simple 的哦。
Okay, two primary principles are at work in a terrarium: photosynthesis and transpiration. So they're quite simple and quite easy to understand once you know what they are, right? But it just works, not a very complicated matter.
Yeah. 好的，那么接下来他就讲了，其实这个生态瓶里面呢，主要运作 at work 就是产生明显的这个作用，其实有2个呢非常主要的这个原因啦。好，我们知道这个 primary 就是 main。Key important 有2个很重要的这个 principle 这个原理呢，有2个。好，那在这个生态瓶里面，这2个作用，第一个我们大家知道它就叫做光合作用。我们看到前面有 photo 吗 ？photo 就是跟光有关了哈，所以一个是光合作用，第2个是指蒸散，好，就蒸散作用。好，所以这2个就是它最主要的2个自然原理啦。
Cool. Okay, let's take a short break and we'll be right back. All right, so if we want to have a terrarium in our home, right? This is so simple.
Yeah.
How do we go about doing it? Let's find out.
All right.
Okay. First, set up the terrarium properly. Okay, so properly just means in the correct way.
Yes.
Right? Without making any weird mistakes or something like that.
Yeah.
Do it well.
好的，所以接下来我们就是怎么样自制生态瓶呢？我们要怎么在家可以创造出这样的一个小环境呢？他说第一个步骤就是首先你当然要设置一个生态瓶啦，就像我们刚刚讲，它是要密封起来的一种玻璃的容器。可是你记得当你要 set up， 你要把它这个设置好的时候，你要 properly， 刚刚老师讲了嘛 ，in a correct way， 就是 correctly， 你要正确无误的去设置它。怎么设置呢？
Most terrariums contain small rocks for water to drain through, some substances to help keep the air clean, soil, a plant, and a small amount of water. Okay, so they need these small rocks for the water to drain through. So when something drains through something else, it means that the water goes through those things, kind of like, we call a drain inside of your sink in the kitchen. That is called a drain.
排水孔，就我们家浴室啊，或者是我们洗手台那边一个孔，有没有？对，水会流出去。
So we want something that it can drain through to go from point A to point B, and it can flow through there. Yeah.
对。好，所以它的第一个接下来他讲的就是说，大部分呢我们看到的这些所谓的生态瓶呢，它里面要先放些什么 contain， 它里面包含了一些小小的小石子。那为什么要这些小石子呢？主要就是石头在一起的时候，它中间不是会有一些缝隙吗？那就是让这些水呢可以从这边排出去，可以有利于水的这个排出。好，那尤其呢是怎么样呢？有一些里面有一些 substances， 就是有一些特殊的一些这个物质类的哈，那这些里面有一些特殊的物质跟材料呢，就可以帮助把这个里面的这个空气净化，让这个里面的空气变得非常的干净啦，对，甚至还有一些土壤啦，然后里面呢如果放一株植物啦，还有一些少量的水分，也就是你不能放太多水在里面。
Yeah, so that's what you need. That's all that you need in there. Okay, so then take these things.These are placed inside the glass container, which is then closed. So all you do is put those things in there, and then you close it. You seal it.
这个步骤其实应该是最重要的，我觉得。
Yeah.
对，因为他刚才前面就讲，要 completely sealed。 对不对？要完完全全的要把它密封起来。所以我们把刚才的这一些元素，就是包含我们讲的这些材料啦、土壤啦，然后你要放的那一株植物啊，还有稍稍的这些水分，你把这些东西呢，好，全部呢把它放在 placed， 好，把它放在这个容器里面。然后呢，要记得 which 这个里面一定要，然后就把它这个密封起来，把它完全的关闭起来了。
Yes, this creates a small world where the plant can live by depending on its own natural cycles. So the cycles that they were talking about, photosynthesis and transpiration.
Yes.
Right? And that's very simple. That's all that needs to happen.You can go ahead and close it up, and it will live.
没错，所以呢，当我们把这些东西放进去嘛，对不对
I still feel like it's magic.
Yeah， 对，还是我们听起来就就这样子吗？好像听起来很简单啦。
怎么会这样子？
对，那它就可以形成一个我们感觉刚刚讲的完全不会产生污染的这样的一个环境，让植物去生长。对不对？好，所以呢，他接下来就讲了 this， 就是指刚才我们讲的这些步骤哦，你就可以替这个密闭的这个容器创造一个小型的封闭的世界，它就变成它自己形成一个环境了哈。那在这个环境里面呢，他们主要依赖的 depending on 借由呢这些东西怎么样活下来，这些植物怎么样可以活下来呢？就是它里面的这一些所谓的自然的循环。那我们刚刚讲它这个自然循环就是什么？就是你植物跟这些光形成的光合作用，然后你有这个蒸散嘛，你有排水出去，就是这些道理。那这些植物就可以生存下来了。
So awesome. Okay, let's take a short break and we'll be right back.
好的。
Okay, so we were talking about it's just two simple
Yeah.
processes, right? So let's learn a little bit more about how these processes work and what they are, okay?
Okay.
The first of these cycles is photosynthesis, the process by which the plant takes in carbon dioxide from the air and uses sunlight to produce energy. All right, so it grabs the carbon dioxide in the air and then it uses sunlight to produce energy.
这个大家都知道啦，光合作用嘛，对不对？
photosynthesis.
光合作用当然就有光啊，对不对？好，然后你要跟什么东西合成呢？
But it's amazing. We all know it.
用嘴巴讲很简单。
And we see it around us all the time, but you don't really appreciate how simple and how
没错。
important this process is.
是的，这就是大自然的一个力量，对不对？所以呢，他就说了，第一个我们看到的这个阶段呢，它第一个这个循环的这个阶段呢，就是我们刚才讲的这个光合作用嘛。那我们刚刚讲的 photo 就是要有光啦 ，synthesis 就是你要结合啊，你要结成什么东西呢？他说这个都是一个过程，什么样的过程呢？借由这个过程 by which 借着这个过程呢。你这里面的植物呢，就会 take in 就是 absorb， 你要吸收我们这个二氧化碳，然后呢 from the air 从空气里面吸收到二氧化碳，然后呢我们再用这些阳光，然后呢就可以产生了我们刚才讲的能量。
Right. Okay. Then what? Okay. This activity also produces oxygen, which leads to the second process.Transpiration.
是
Okay, so this activity, an activity just means like some kind of an action that takes place is what we would call an activity.
Yeah.
Right? So something occurs or happens that is an activity. So when this occurs or what happens is we produce oxygen.
Yeah. 对。
And that's going to lead us to transpiration.
也就是说这些植物啊，从空气里面吸收到这些二氧化碳啊，然后再利用阳光产生这个能量，它就是一个 activity。只是说这个 activity 你可能用眼睛不是看得很出来，这个里面的 activity 是什么？对，但是它确实产生了这一些所谓的活动。 所以他说呢，这项活动呢，同时也会产生氧气咯。好，那产生之后呢，接下来这样的一个步骤呢，就会 lead to。接下来就会进入到导致到我们的第二个过程了，就是我们刚才不是讲了吗？第一个要光合作用，第二个叫什么？蒸散作用。所以蒸散作用就是这样子产生出来的。
Okay. Transpiration is when water moves from the roots and comes out through the leaves. Okay. So water moves from the roots and comes out through the leaves. Now, that's what we were seeing happening in the Wardian case that he made. He noticed that in the evening, what would happen is that during the day, the moisture would come up from the roots.
Yeah.
And then it would come up through the leaves, and then they would get water and moisture up there, and then in nighttime it would come back down.
Yes.
And create this cycle.
Yes.
So that was transpiration happening.
没错。所以接下来他就解释所谓的这个蒸散作用啦。他说蒸散作用就是什么呢？其实想也知道嘛，蒸发出去了，散出去了啊，这两个字你就可以了解了。也就是说，当这些水分呢会从这个根部啊，水分从这个植物的根部被吸收之后呢，它是透过叶子一片一片的叶子就会 come out， 就会跑出去了。
This water then becomes tiny drops on the glass walls, right? So like we were saying, during the daytime, he's noticing on his Wardian case, Dr. Ward, right, we should say, he was noticing these little droplets, and that was what was going on during transpiration. And you will also notice this in your terrarium.
没错。所以呢，这边就是讲了这些这个水汽呢，就会在它这个玻璃的容器的玻璃壁上面呢，就会形成 tiny 小小的小水滴啦。
Okay. Later, the water goes back into the soil, and guess what? The cycle continues, and the cycle continues, and the cycle continues, and it just keeps going round and round, and it maintains its life.
是的，这就是 magic 的地方啊。
That is the magic of it.
是的，好的。所以接着呢，这个水分啊，这再回流，这个水分继续又回流到的土壤里面，然后接下来这样的一个循环就一直持续 continue， 一直不断的 going. Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yes, I believe right now.
If
you told me earlier, I would say what?
That's impossible.
如果之前你跟我讲，我会觉得
It's a sealed container.
Yeah,
so there's
just a glass container. No?
Like I don't think something could survive in there. And now I know the truth, and my mind is blown. Okay, let's take a short break so we can relax our minds.
All right, sure.
Because they exploded.
Okay.
Okay, my head is feeling better now.
Great.
I put back the exploded parts, and let's finish, okay? All right. Now that you know how terrariums work, why not try making one yourself?
Yeah.
I absolutely will do this because this is like the coolest thing. I think it's so simple, and I can't believe that something like this can really work.
Yeah, 对，Shane 老师可能就等一下回家，他就要在他家创造自己的一个生态瓶出来了啊。好，所以呢，他就说的 now that 就是说呢，既然这个样子啦，既然现在呢，你已经了解哦，原来这个生态瓶啊，它是怎么样 work。它是怎么样运作的？其实 why not？ 其实 why not 后面要接原形动词。那你干嘛不自己试着就在家里面自己做一个呀
？Yeah, you wanted to, don't you?
You can make it for me.
I can make it for you. Yeah, because it doesn't sound like there's a lot to do to maintain it.
Yeah.
It's self-maintaining, but somebody has to make it first, right?
Yes.
So I'll make you one. I'll make mine first. make sure that I do it properly.
Yes.
If I've done it properly and it works, then I'll make one for you.
Okay.
And then we can be terrarium buddies.
Yeah,
Come on, give me some. Yeah, give me that. That's what I want. Okay. You may be surprised at how easy it is to create your own little green world.
还真的是听起来还蛮简单的，而且你真的会觉得非常的讶异，原来你自己就可以打造一个属于你自己的绿色小世界，它一点都不难哦。
Yeah, and so to create just means to really make something out of either nothing or out of something else.
Yeah.
You create something. So here we will create a terrarium by using some simpler ingredients or simpler objects to make this terrarium. So we are going to create it. Really, creation is about using your brain to put things together, really, or make things happen.
是的，所以呢，我们确实啊，在家里面可能自己去制作呢，你就会创造出这样的一种让植物可以自给自足，然后的一个循环的一个小小的小生态环境喽。
好厉害哦！
太厉害了。
我真的吓到了。
Shane 老师回去会先做，然后他成功之后呢，第一个先给我，然后如果我觉得真的很棒，我们就拿出来卖好了。
Okay.
Yeah, we can sell it on
someone Shopee.
Yeah. 好的。
Maybe I'll just buy one on Shopee. Why do I need to make it?
Oh, come on.
Okay, I'll try to make it. That's more
Yeah.
fun. Okay, well, that's all the time we have for today. We hope that you enjoyed today's lesson. I know we did. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.